Hi, I'm Celeste and welcome to Find Your Purple. Today I just want to take a minute to explain baby steps. I refer to it periodically on the tapes, and it's kind of the core of how Find Your Purple came about. In 2014 I lost 3 of my family members, as some of you know: my mother, my sister, and my ex-husband. In 2015 I was stuck totally in a daze and not able to get my act together, and I decided to go on the Camino de Santiago. It's a 500-mile pilgrimage in northern Spain, and I feel like my sister was telling me to do it. As dumb as that sounds, the way synchronicity happened. One of my daughters went with me. I have 4 daughters, and Adriana, my third, was in a position that she could go, and we thought about it in July, got the first inkling of an idea, and in September we were on the plane to Europe. We did walk the 500 miles. It wasn't pretty, and it was tough, and I hurt my ankle at one point, and I wanted to quit numerous times, but we had no return airfare kind of thing. We couldn't exchange it, and I was too proud to say I couldn't do it. So we stuck it out, sucked it up, kept going, and we got home and nothing changed. And I've talked about this in some of my other videos, but what came out of that, I thought nothing came out of it. I was very disappointed. I had hoped, even though I said I didn't, but I had hoped something major would happen, because some people talk about having an epiphany or getting a message or just really an eye-opening awakening, and I didn't have anything. I had sore muscles, a small blister here and there, and that was it. But as 2016 rolled around, and I look back on it and I realized how much I wanted to quit, and how I had a return airline ticket, or had I not been so proud, I might have quit. But my ego probably kept me from admitting I signed up and did something stupid. And then the money side of it, we didn't have a lot of money anyway, so the idea of even spending the money to go to Europe was crazy. But more importantly was to waste that money and come home. It just didn't sit well with me. So when I looked back on how I did it, a movie that one of my daughters loved when she was in middle school was called What About Bob, with Richard Dreyfuss, Bill Murray, and it's about baby steps and how you just do everything baby steps. Don't worry about the big picture, just do it baby steps. And that's what we ended up doing on the Camino. We quit worrying about Santiago. At the end of the 500 miles, it was more, what can we do today? And in my mind, it was even shorter. I was, when's the next cafe? It was like a broken record. I mean, that's the first thing I would look like. Oh, how many miles is it between, or kilometers is it between where I am and the next restroom? Because I was, I guess you'd say, obsessed with the bathroom situation. So if it was only 3 kilometers, which is, I guess, a mile and a half, 1.8 miles or something, that was wasn't bad. If you were telling me it was 17 kilometers, which one stretch was, I already set myself up for hating that day. And I learned all of it was in your head. I mean, it really was how you approached things. By looking at the baby steps, the next cafe, my next cup of tea, my next bathroom, we made it, because they add up. So when I was looking at 2016 and realized I had to change my life, I didn't like how I looked. If you look at any of the old pictures, I'll be posting them at some point. I really did look pretty bad. I just didn't like how my life was playing out. And the Camino taught me, if you don't like it, change it. And you can't change it all at once. You need to take your baby steps. So many times my daughters and I, like, we're having a rough day or something, or we do one thing, we'll yell out, baby steps, so that we don't come down on ourselves because we're not getting this end game. So my end game for the end of the year is, I have, a lot of things I would like to accomplish, but I'm focused on the now. My exercise program's 15 minutes, 3 times a week. That's my goal. I'm not working on any big thing. I'm just trying to get my butt to do something 15 minutes, 3 times a week. So, I mean, I'm not working on these major, creating penicillin or something. I'm just looking at baby steps that by doing them every day, consistently, I'll get where I want to go eventually, or I'll get a heck of a lot farther than if I didn't take the baby steps. So for me, I write, and I think you'll see in one of the playlist some of the books I've written. And it turns out that's what I do with that. I didn't know I used the baby step concept throughout my life, because when I write, when I have that first blank page in front of me, I panic. Hey, I'm never going to come up with a story. It's never going to come together. And I've learned I have an Excel spreadsheet with every book, and my goal is 500 words a day or 1,000 words a day. Sometimes I might push myself to 1,500 down once I get rolling. And I'll write down my emotions, like today I'm frustrated or today I'm scared, so that I remember 3-4 books down the line. That's my process. It happens every time. I just need to work through it. So I want to encourage you. What are your baby steps? Again, drinking water, exercising 5 minutes, walking to the mailbox. Just pick a few things and then pat yourself on the back when you get them done. So guess that's just all I have to say. And as always, grab your cup of tea and sit back and let's start sharing. And put in the comments below, what are your baby steps for the year? Because again, they'll get you somewhere, So, and they'll get you further than if you don't do anything. So take some baby steps and go find your purple.